This conference will now be recorded.
One nation, under God, indivisible, justice for all. Good morning, everybody. This is the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors meeting. We're at the Osage. The meeting is available by GoToMeeting also. We have agenda in front of us. Any corrections need to be made to the agenda, otherwise I'll accept the motion to approve it.
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
Arthur makes a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mayor seconds. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Minutes of the July 5th, 2023 meeting and the claims. Everybody had time to look at the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the July 5th meeting claim.
Anderson makes a motion. Is there a second? I'll second. Brian seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing none.
Roll call, Jim.
Aye.
Sydney. Aye. Mike.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
God.
Aye. County Attorney General discussion.
I don't have a whole, you got a lot of other stuff going on, so I'm not gonna take very long. I don't have anything particular to talk about anyway, I guess. One thing, we talked a little bit last week, the alley vacation we're gonna do. I think I touched base with you. So the rest of you all forward stuff anyway. We'll get that paperwork set. I'll tell Rachel, I'll give Rachel instructions, but what we'll do is we'll, set up for a hearing, publish notice in the paper, and then at a meeting, just, do a resolution vacating the alley, deeding, that part to property owner. So, I guess, I've got a lot of other stuff we could spend all day talking about, but I don't think that's probably what you got on your mind. So I guess unless somebody has questions for me,
Any questions for the attorney?
That's just the little cedar property you're talking about, correct?
I always refer to it by last names, Avon.
Avon, okay.
But yeah, we're talking about the same thing.
Yep.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, it's been a while, we probably need to go on that. So. Okay.
All right.
Good, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Sheriff update.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Mr. Kephart pled not guilty, which we expected, so I'll need Rich, wherever Rich is at some point, to give us the setbacks from on that roadway down there. I would imagine in the next 30 days we'll have a trial on that citation, so I'll need that documentation, maybe you can testify, Rich. Anybody here at the board that would like to testify, we can get you in. Talked also before the meeting today, I've had 3 requests for dust control on 440th, and it sounds like that's gonna be done this week, so that'll make those folks happy. Folks are coming up 105, cutting across that 2 miles over to S70 and then into Carpenter, so they're getting a lot of extra traffic because that bridge is closed. And let's see, finally, the pickup that we have on order should be completed, and back to us sometime late next week, so that's good news. So that makes the 2 pickups then available to be sold, to be transferred to a department within the county, whatever you guys see fit.
Right. Did you ask any questions about the funeral director thing that we talked about last week, or?
I've read the emails, obviously. I think before I get too involved in that, we need to get with Kevin Crow, the assistant ME, and then Shelley at the hospital and get their feedback.
Okay.
But I think what we need to do is reach out to the Riceville Funeral Home, see if they would assist us at least on that east side. But I'd like to get their feedback too on it because it really ties them up. And I hate to make decisions for them that they don't want.
Yeah.
We're trying to eliminate some downtime at these scenes, and so we certainly need their input. But I forwarded the emails that I have received this last week to Shelley. She responded that she was thankful something was going to be done, and or at least it was getting work done, and
All right.
hopefully there'll be a resolution soon.
We'll keep going on that.
So, yeah.
I talked to Mitch Schroeder yesterday on it, and he's got some concerns too about that he would like to be involved, I guess.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah. Did he share with you what they were?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe we need to get with all those folks then, or invite them to a meeting. So that we can hear from everyone.
He had some valid responses to it. So.
Sure. Well, we just need somebody to respond in timely fashion.
Mhm.
I don't care who it is. So, that's all I have, unless you guys have questions for me or
Any questions for the
concerns
sheriff?
or.
Well, I went to the Statesville City Council meeting with the speeding and stuff and showed them the ramp, whatever, I don't know, if they're real enthused about that. They're still talking to the camera company will put it in for nothing and.
Sure.
But I told them you weren't really in favor of that, but.
Nope, I think we need to catch them fair and square. I don't think we need a camera going down their street, but ultimately that's gonna be their decision.
Okay. So if that is their decision, you would do it or not? Or-
Well, I guess. If you want me to,
I know, I don't know.
I'll do it, but you're gonna understand I'm not for it, if that's what they want.
I indicated that.
Yeah.
I was brought up, maybe they should put in a roundabout.
Well, I think they should go back to having their own policeman. They didn't like to hear that either.
So it's up in the area, I don't know what.
We did talk about other traffic calming options as well. So.
Yeah, and a four-way stop would probably be effective too.
Well, I think so, but Rich doesn't. So,
Well, I recommend that also, just a couple stop signs. It's the city that they can make decisions in their town how they want, and if they want to come to the board of supervisors and ask if we cared, I wouldn't care if there's a stop sign there, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just remember, those signs are warranted signs, they're not just put them up when you feel like it. But
There was signs?
They'll be warranted.
Okay.
We have to go through a study in
Oh,
order
you
to
do?
justify them, but it might be an easy justification, it might not be, but
How did St. Answer get their four-way stop?
I don't know, that's their road,
Oh, okay.
that's their.
Doesn't control speed, I can tell you that.
It doesn't?
Yeah.
Oh,
Stop signs don't control speed.
slow and go?
And like I said last week, if we don't get them all, it's like we don't get any of them.
Well, yeah.
So we're never gonna get them all.
No, you're never gonna get them all.
No. But the solutions to their problem that I have suggested, they don't like. So we'll continue to go up there and do what we can.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Is it the target trucks that they talk about at night a lot?
well,
It's more than that.
it's more,
And maybe not as much the target trucks.
Probably locals and.
well, it's some of that too, you know, the way it sounded.
Anything else
Okay.
for the sheriff?
Thank you.
We're good, thank you.
Yep.
Department head discussion. Only thing I had is, we talked about the ISAC IT review for the county, and they haven't sent me any documents yet, so I don't have anything to give you guys at this time, so. Any other department head discussion? You online? Good. County engineer update.
Morning.
Good morning.
Just some updates on some construction. The Balsam paving has the intermediate lift on it. It'll be a couple weeks. They come back to do the surface lift. I think they're gonna probably work in Worth County first and then do the same thing they did as come to Metro County when they're done. So right now, that's just on hold. The bridge on 105, as Greg mentioned, we've got dust control. We're gonna be doing dust control on 440th, and I think the road that goes on the north side too. People are bypassing, or they're not using the detour, which is typical of anybody, but the locals are using the gravels, and we'll knock the dust down at residents' places there. So we're gonna get on that. But the progress has been slow on the bridge for now, but hopefully the contractor gets back in here and starts getting some things going again. So I had a request yesterday on a location. Individuals trying to move a trailer house off their property. It's on what's labeled as 487th Street in Echo. It's north over by Otrano. 480th Street's labeled, but it does not have public right of way. There is no public right of way along that road. But they're requesting us to widen the intersection so they can move their trailer out. I don't think it's the problem of the taxpayers to widen intersections to get stuff out. I don't know. I told the individual, I'd bring it to your attention. You guys can make the decision on whether you want us to widen an intersection for a house to come out, or they can do it. My thought is they're the ones moving their house out, whether it would be a roadway intersection or not. We didn't widen intersections for when wind towers came through, or anybody else that's moving large things, they kind of take care of intersection widening for themselves, but,
How'd they get it in there?
I don't know, it's been in there forever, but yeah, I don't know, been there for a long time. So, but I don't have a problem if they want to widen some things temporarily to get stuff out, but I don't believe it's the burden of the county to take care of that. But I thought I'd bring it to your attention because this location is labeled 487th Street, which has probably been put up since the E911 system went up for location of houses along that stretch of public or private access that accesses. I don't know if there's 3 or 4 houses back there or not, but I don't believe that it should be our responsibility, but I wanted to make sure you guys were aware of it, and the solution I'm coming up with isn't gonna be popular with the landowner there, but I don't see any other need to be using taxpayer dollars to worry about, or at least secondary road funds to widen an intersection for private use.
I'm sure they feel that because it's designated 487 has a sign up that they think it's the right of way road, but that's probably just put up there simply because some ambulance or fire department needs to know where to go, so it's more.
Kind of the only thing I'm thinking, or just
thing.
back when they put it up, there wasn't, I don't know when the 911 system got put up, whether they just, every intersection that looked like a road, they put a sign up. I mean, 487th Street, the 487th Street sign would be the location. If there were a road there, that would be what it would be named. There are probably other places in the county, and I can't think of any offhand, that might have street signs already that we don't take care of.
So you don't maintain that road?
We're not supposed to be. Now, a past leadership, Board of Supervisors, required us to, but that doesn't make it right. So we haven't been.
Yeah. Square 87th and Echo, you said?
Yes. So I'm just gonna let them know, I mean, if you guys are on board and gonna back me, I'm telling them this is their problem, not ours. And we're okay with them widening it, but we're not gonna do the work. We've got other things to do, and if they're trying to move a trailer house out, it's not gonna be a popular answer.
I'm okay with that, but if they widen it, if they go to take however they widen it back out, make sure they don't destroy any of our county.
Absolutely, or they can keep it wide too. I mean, if they can do it properly.
I would rather have
But-
that. Than destroy
Yeah,
it.
it's gonna have to be done properly. If it's temporary, it's temporary. They can pull it back out and reestablish things. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention because this particular location has been, it isn't the first time we've had this location come up in conversation with past boards, so. That's all I've got for you this morning on construction things, but if you don't have any questions, we can move on to the next item if you like.
Let's do that. Discussion of possible action on 28D agreement between Mitchell County and City of Stacyville.
Went to the city council meeting last night, discussed with the city on the intent of this grant that we're applying for, and went through some details with them on conceptual design and construction of the project, what we think the costs will be for the city, and a timeline for payment. Kind of emphasized that this is a document that stresses to the feds that the city will have skin in the game if we get the grant. So I think they were all on board with it. Jim was there and Mike was there, if you guys want to make any comments, talk about it a little bit or not, but I think.
Questions? Yeah, any questions from the board about the agreement? I think you all saw it, correct? The percent sent to all of you? Yes?
The last week.
Yes. Yeah.
So they were okay with paying.
They looked at the timeline, and considering between now and when the project will be complete, they think they can have the funding. Or I emphasize that item 11 in the agreement states that modifications can be made by agreement of both parties. So I think right now it's a document to get to the feds to say, look, they're on board with the project, so we can continue.
Good.
If the board's good with, or any other questions about it? Otherwise, I'll accept the motion to approve 28D agreement for construction between Mitchell County and the City of Stacyville, Iowa.
Make that motion.
Hartman makes a motion.
I'll second it.
Mayor seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing none.
Roll call, Todd.
Aye.
Mark.
Doug?
Aye.
Sydney. Aye. Jim.
Aye. Motion carries. Number 11. We're good? Okay.
I'm gonna go.
We'll just, I'll make sure Rachel's done so she can take notes.
We're good.
Okay, thank you. Discussion and action on resolution for industry tip rebate.
Okay,
Jenny.
today A to Z is looking at a $23 million expansion should the USDA, state of Iowa, and local funding come together to support the expansion. A to Z is asking for 80% industrial tip rebate over 10 years from the county. This local support will result in $1 million of state financial assistance to A to Z from the state. This year, A to Z celebrates 50 years in business, currently employing 117 people. This expansion creates an additional 16 full-time jobs. We have a resolution today. I'm going to go ahead and read it if that's okay.
Sure.
Take a minute. Whereas A to Z Drawing is planning a project involving the construction of a new high-capacity dryer and related equipment and facilities for use in its business operations. Whereas the project will have significant impact on local economy during its construction phase and upon completion, and will add additional employment to support the projected growth for the next 5 to 10 years. Whereas A to Z Drawing intends to apply for benefits from the Iowa Economic Development Authority, IEDA, and the program requires local support and sponsorship. Whereas Mitchell County will enter into an economic development agreement with A to Z Drawing by providing the financial assistance detailed below. 80% TIF rebate over 10 years, subject to urban renewal plan amendment and state approval on A to Z Drawing application for financial assistance through Iowa Economic Development Authority. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Supervisors of Mitchell County are in support of the A to Z Drawing project expansion and approve submission of the IEDA financial assistance application. The chairperson is hereby authorized to take any other necessary action. Be it further resolved that 80% TIF rebate over 10 years, subject to urban renewal plan amendment and state approval on A to Z Drawing application for financial assistance through Iowa Economic Development Authority is hereby approved. Today, I'm asking for all of you to vote yes and support A to Z with their expansion. Industrial TIF rebates, it's in the Code of Iowa. John Dano's covered industrial TIF rebates as part of his presentation when he did that a while ago. And industrial TIF rebates have been done before and approved by county supervisors. And I have Jason here today from A to Z. I also have Kathy Showalter with Planscape Partners, and I think Kathy was going to talk about the urban renewal amendment, if that's okay.
Very good, yep.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's nice to be back. I do have a tentative timeline if the board wants to use this. There are a number of steps that have to take place after this morning if the resolution is passed. One of them is an amendment to your urban renewal plan. Because the parcel was added to the TIF district and to the urban renewal plan, it does not require a planning commission meeting, but it will require a consultation meeting with Osage and the school district. So that's one of the steps. Next week, should you approve this timeline, I will be back with a resolution of necessity, setting the date of the public hearings. Because it's August and vacations, and we don't know the actual assessed value that your county assessor, Amy Folkers, will provide. We're pushing back the meeting dates for both the urban renewal plan amendment and the development agreement to the end of August to the 29th of August. So next week, I will be back with a resolution should you choose to go with this timeline. The Iowa Economic Development Board will approve this application. It has gone through staff review, so they will approve it on the 21st. Then at some time, we'll need to set a consultation meeting, which would look at your calendar, Jim, and Jenny's, anyone else that would choose. That has to be held 14 days before the hearing. And then publish notice of both hearings, either the 15th or the 22nd. And then the taxing bodies have the ability to comment within a 7-day period. And then you have 7 days to comment. Quite honestly, in 30 years of doing this work, I've only once had anyone comment. And, but we keep that timeline because that's in the Code of Iowa. And then again, on the 29th would be the date. So I can pass this out.
So, question for you, we have a resolution in front of us. And
Yes.
You talked about the timeline, are you referring to just the consensus of the board as far as approving the timeline?
Yes.
And then a resolution that's coming?
Would be coming later, yes, to set the date for the actual public hearing and the resolution of necessity.
All right. Jason, did you want to say anything?
Well, first of all, again, my name is Jason Planfold. I'm the president of A to Z Drying. I appreciate the supervisors taking the time to review this and hopefully get A to Z assistance. Also want to thank Director Backer and Assessor Folkers for their time thus far from your team as well. Again, A to Z greatly appreciates everybody's effort. As far as like A to Z, we're a third-party manufacturer, and we're not only competing here in the United States, we're actually competing globally with tollers, which a lot of people really don't understand. And we really want to be a good neighbor with, Mitchell County and all the cities in Mitchell County, City of Osage. We just want to be a good neighbor. We're very, very local. I think you see that with all the contractors here today. I was going to name them off, but there's a lot of them, and I drove in, there was 3 more local ones when I went to the office today. So we are very, very, very local driven. We try to go out of our way, do a lot of our purchasing here in the county, the City of Osage. So again, A to Z team, whole entire team wants to be a good neighbor. We greatly appreciate. Hopefully you can support us with this project so we can continue to. We look at all these contractors as partners, team members of A to Z team. We want to continue moving forward like we have for the last 50 years. So again, I see BBC is here too. Greatly appreciate them in attendance as well. Obviously, they're a very important part of this whole entire process. So greatly appreciate taking the time to come and give BBC support as well. Again, realtors, contractors, we try to use local banks. We really, really strive to be local. So greatly appreciate your time.
Any questions or comments from the board on anything? Well, I guess I'll just say that this is the process that Iowa code allows us to do in order to attract industry, and plus also for expansions that take place, we need to retain our existing businesses also. So I think it's very important that we do this type of stuff. That's my comment. But anything else from the board? Hearing nothing else. What is the resolution number, Rachel?
1172-23.
Okay.
Say that again, please.
1172-23.
Okay, so I'll accept a motion to approve resolution 1172-23.
I'll move to make that motion.
I'll second it. Any further discussion? Hearing none.
Roll call, Mark.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Sydney. Jim.
Aye.
Todd. Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
You bet. Good deal. Yep. Approved auditor's quarterly report. an amount of $2,441.39. Accept the motion to approve that.
Make motion.
Martha makes a motion, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Mayor second. Any further discussion? Hearing none.
Roll call, Todd.
Aye.
Jim.
Aye.
Sydney.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Mark.
Wings right around. Discussion and possible action on supervisor HR committee. Didn't
Right,
you
I
want
brought
that on
that,
there?
I put that on there. So when we discussed having an HR committee, it was brought up that we should split the time, so 6 months, 6 months. We did not get 6 months, but we're at the new fiscal year and there's 6 months left. So do you want to start a new committee or keep what we have? I have had a few people make remarks about how if we continuously change HR committee all the time, then people are getting confused on who they should be talking to versus having just one committee for a whole year, this thing. But I wanted to bring it up because you all asked to split the time, so if that's still something you want to do, then we'll do it, but.
Whichever you want to do.
I guess, if we're gonna keep it gender balance,
Yeah.
you know, I think that's important.
Yeah.
So,
And a year's probably not too long of a time, is it?
I mean, it's not, I was just bringing it up because when the concerns were that
Switch.
people need to be switched, I wanted to make sure that was noted, and I brought it back to the table. But there are a few people saying that if we continuously change HR committees all the time, then who do they know who to talk to?
Yeah.
So, what are your guys' thoughts?
I think we go your 6 month period and then evaluate then maybe.
So you want us to finish the 6 months?
Yeah.
Okay, so we would have
I don't remember when it started.
April.
April, May. Okay. We'll go then.
Does everybody else want?
Is that all right?
I'm fine with you guys do.
You want to volunteer?
No,
No.
I did not say that.
So I just didn't know if you wanted us to actually do the whole 6 months or just stop because it's a new fiscal year and there's only 6 months left, so.
Finish 6 months.
Okay.
That's what we thought about.
We can do it that way.
And then we'll put it back on the agenda at that time.
And I need to back up a little bit. We didn't I didn't ask for consensus of the board in regards to the timeline for the financial assistance for A and Z drying expansion draft.
Oh.
We approved the resolution, but I didn't ask about it, consensus of the board to approve this timeline. Is the board good with this timeline that she handed out?
Well, it's, yeah, I guess that's what works, yeah.
No, it's just, if you guys are good with it.
Yeah, we're good.
Everybody all right with it?
Yep.
Okay. So we're good with that. You will be getting a hold of me or someone then as far as the next step?
You just need to set the date of the consultation meeting.
Okay.
So looking at vacations.
Very good.
We'll
Okay.
talk after the meeting, then I'll let you know.
Sounds good, okay. Items of note, meetings attended. I just had the city council meeting, which we discussed the 2080 agreement. And then I left after that was done, so that's all I had.
All my meetings are this week, so nothing to report.
I'm just at Statesville, Jim, Rich, so that's all I had.
I had a Heartland Insurance meeting, had a election of officers, and they had 2 legal matters. One got dismissed, and now they have one with Decatur County Conservation Building is not going well, so that's going to litigation.
I had a fair board meeting, went through all our committees and everything looks good. Bands are booked. I mentioned this last month, they are looking for more vendors, preferably food vendors. With a free fair this year, they need more food vendors. If the public's out there listening and food trucks or anything would be available, it'd be great, so.
So Todd, do they contact, if someone's listening and they're interested, who do they contact in order to do that?
Audra Barker,
Facebook, Mitchell County.
yeah, I've got her email. They could contact me too. My phone number's on our website, and I could lead them to, because I don't have her email on the top of my head.
Okay.
Got some new grandstand audio. We are gonna have fireworks one night. Always that's a local business, so we like to at least give them the opportunity to shoot some fireworks off, so.
What night is that?
That'll be Saturday night to end the fair, yeah, basically. So, the sign, the entry coming into the fairgrounds, it's close of being done. It's pretty nice. He guarantees that we'll have it up before fair, so. That's all I have.
Okay. Public comments, anything from the public?
I'd just like to say on behalf of Osage Development Corporation and Osage Economic Betterment Company, thank you very much for your support this morning for A to Z. I've been involved with them for 47 of their 50 years in business, and Jason's folks before him, and the integral relationship between A to Z and Valent is a crucial part of our county and our region and our state and actually our nation, since it's an international company doing international business, like Jason said. So this kind of support is extremely valuable and extremely appreciated, and thank you.
Any other public
Thank
comments?
you too. That's all.
No, and just gonna check, see if there's anything, I don't see anything in the chat, so. Okay, hearing nothing else, I will adjourn the meeting.